Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Insight again. So glad you're here and so glad our viewers are contacting us. It is amazing the people that God is bringing to us through our television ministry and our new Facebook Live briefing that a plan of action, a call to action weekly. And I just want you to know I'm getting your letters, I'm getting your emails, the phone calls that come through my office in Texas and also through our Facebook. We now have a media team that's going to take my information nationwide to the masses. We are in dire straits in this country, and we have people that are governing this nation. They're not being honest. I'm going to bring some information to you today that you haven't heard before, and that's going to confirm the things I've been telling you on our program. And I met him via Fox News. He was interviewed. It says Republican donor sues GOP for fraud over Obamacare repeal failure. Was just not the failure that we have to be concerned with. We have to have the plan of action to thwart what the Republicans are planning to do instead of the repeal. And I've got great information for you today. You need to know it. Our freedom, especially as senior citizens, is up for grabs. You don't want to miss today's program. What I want Christians to know, you matter and your voice counts. But you must know how your government works. Call your friends and tell them Faye is on. She's got some powerful news today. And it's not that things are over. There's nothing else we can do. America's doomed. That is not my message. America's headed for the greatest years. Prosperity is at the door. We've broke the power of poverty over this nation, and we're going to walk in the Word of God. So I can't wait for you to stay tuned for the program. I am Faye Hardin, and this is Well, we're thrilled to be able to bring you another plan of action today and more information that we are going to stay on the mark. We've got the majority of our House of Representatives that we're paying to govern this nation in the best interest of the American people. But they have not done that. And the majority of the Republicans neither have done that. But they are making a lot of money. And a lot of their money is nothing but a slush fund at taxpayers' expense and money laundering schemes that's taken tax dollars back into their coffers. And you have to understand this. It is a bipartisan slush fund. But what's happening now is they're actually endangering our welfare, and some literally are placing our national security at risk. John McCain, we've got John McCain, Susan Collins, Chuck Schumer, just to name a few, that literally their rhetoric in undermining the President of the United States and insulting the 69 million of us that elected him is such now that I really think they are putting our national security at risk. We elected a president, and this president has taken a stand, and we have congressional leaders, Republican leaders, that behind the scenes and closed doors are ceding the power of our government to the Democrats, even though when they were running for office, that is not what they told us they were going to do. So instead of having a nervous breakdown, running, I've got to get out of this, it's too much for me, I'm asking you to pony up, get the information, know what you're talking about, because we can deal with this as American citizens based on what they're doing to us. So today I'm going to bring you information I haven't brought to you before on our program. And the one thing that I found out since last week's program, because for the past 2 to 3 weeks, I have been dealing with Obamacare and the takeover of the health care in this nation. Not about an insurance policy. It's not about the 22 million people that the people who are forced to buy insurance based on the Congress's plans, working 2 to 3 jobs. We're paying for 22 million people who don't pay anything. It's like me going into Walmart. I get so discouraged. I see people in there I know are illegal. I know they're on EDPT cards that the taxpayers are paying for everything in their buggies. It's filled to overflowing, 2 and 3. I buy a quarter of a pound of turkey to last me for a week, and they go with 2 to 3 pounds of all kinds of meats in their buggies, 3 or 4 or 5 kids, and the lady checking them out is 70 years old who can't live on Social Security. She has to work to supplement her Social Security, which is a pension that she invested in. But here comes the freeloaders, free. And I asked her one day, I said, does this not depress you? She said, no, I just try not to look. I said, well, I'm looking, and I think it's a disgrace. This is what our politicians have done. These are potential Democrat voters. Well, what Mitch McConnell is doing now, and I know that he's got Paul Ryan on board with him, that the Democrats have 48 Democrats, 52 Republicans in the Senate. But the 7 senators that voted against repealing Obamacare, there were 7 of them, and they were friends of McConnell. And I have their pictures, I have information. I put this in our weekly bulletin, Face Facts, to show you who these 7 senators who said, no, we will not repeal Obamacare, we're going to fix it. Well, the way they're going to fix it is to go with Democrats and have a majority of votes ceding the power to the Democrats. And they're going to say they're going to fix Obamacare, which means they're going to keep the control of health care of this nation. Ezekiel Emanuel, I did this, my book and a DVD years when they were literally trying to pass Obamacare, which is totally unconstitutional. Number one, the senator that submitted it for passage admitted he didn't read it and he didn't write it. The man that is the architect of it, his name is Ezekiel Emanuel. He is everywhere now. He is on all over CNN, Fox News. They dignify him as someone that deserves to have a voice in the takeover of our health care. Ezekiel Emanuel is also the architect of the computer that's in our White House that documents every visit we make to our health care providers. You go in a doctor's office, the computer is there. The doctor used to come in, shake your hand, talk to you, how you're doing. No more. They come in, their nurses come in, you're in a hospital room, they go to that computer. Everything they said and done to you is recorded, and before you get home, it is in a database Ezekiel Emanuel created with several $1 billion to invade our privacy. And that is so that they're going to make sure that you have a quality of life so you can continue to get health care. My friend, we have been hijacked. And what our Congress now, they're not going to give up their slush fund with these insurance companies. Susan Collins says, we are going to go back and fix Obamacare, and we're going to take care of the insurance companies. She doesn't get it. We get it. So what do? We have to have a plan of action. You have to know what's going on. Well, this week, there was a guest on Fox News, Bob Hagman. He's a retired attorney, and he is suing he's a Republican donor, suing GOP for fraud over Obamacare repeal failure. Well, they said, well, we couldn't pass it. John McCain made sure they couldn't pass it, and he made sure that his vote would be the one to bury it, because he thought he had the power to confront our president and make it appear that what the president's plan and agenda was is something that's not in America's best interest. Nothing could be further from the truth. What they've done, they haven't told us, that Bob discovered, and when he said it on Fox News, I said, he knows something I don't know, which I didn't think there was anything about Obamacare that I didn't know, and had recorded fact sheets going from everywhere, where it originated, who did it, when they did it. 159 new boards, 8 commissions created the Obamacare bill. It's an unconstitutional bill, but the Christians need to know the facts. And that's why our outreach is so important. That's why your donations and your support into this ministry is so important. But what he said, it doesn't matter that they don't repeal Obamacare, because the funding for Obamacare is in the stimulus package. And that funding in the stimulus package is what we have got to understand, that is what is going on. And I looked it up and I researched it, and what is happening is that there is a database now that is being created that merges Medicare and Medicaid. And Ezekiel Emanuel told Chris Wallace with Fox News, who didn't blink an eye, that what they were planning to do. And what they're planning to do is merge Medicare recipients with Medicaid recipients, and put restrictions on the doctors as to the appointments, the care, and everything else pertaining to us. My friends, it is time for you and I to understand that the takeover of our medical care is unconstitutional, and the slush funds of people in our government must be removed. Hi, I just want to thank you for supporting 2016 with us. We have had some awesome prayer summits in 3 cities, in 3 states, Redeeming the Land and Avenging the Blood of the Innocent. We have met some of the most powerful professionals that do have the information on our country that you need to hear. And we want you to know that God is blessing our program. You can now download the GEB app on your cell phone, on your tablet, or on Roku. And DirecTV now is offering programs on your phone apps. So check it out. Help us get the word out. And then our YouTube also airs our program. Well, welcome back, Christians. I want you to know today that I'm giving you information that you can understand in a language that you can understand, because we must unite. I need for every God-fearing woman that Hillary Clinton does not speak for, or the nasty women do not represent, you need to go to my website and you need to say, Faye, I want to be a part of your Virtuous Women's Alliance organization. If we do not have enough people to stand together, our voices will never combat the voices that have taken over this nation as representative of all women, and those they do not represent have no right to talk, no rights, period. This movement of nasty women are women who do nothing but mock God. So I need for you to tell your friends, there's no fee. This is not a money-raising tool. This is an organization that's going to empower me to confront these nasty, filthy, pornographic women that have taken over the education classrooms, using our children as a captive audience in this nation. A lot of people are frustrated. I meet a lot of people that think it should be different. No matter where I go, people are saying, I'm so glad you're out there. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. I'm beginning to realize what's going on in our country. I'm very concerned, but I've just never been involved. We've always been told, stay out of politics. Well, you can't stay out anymore. You must know how your government works. The first thing you need to know is who's in the governing positions, and that's what comes with our congressional directory that our intercessors all get. You can order it on my website, or you can call my office, make a credit card donation of $125 or more, and we will send you the congressional directory that shows you who is in this administration, the president, his cabinet, their phone numbers, fax numbers, positions, every congressman, senator, governor, and it reveals to you what committees they serve on, not that they've done any good in these committees. I've never seen a committee change anything in 8 years. What we've got are incompetent people that tell you one thing to get elected, but they do something else after they get elected. Number one, they have to take care of their slush funds. They have to have the money laundering schemes to work for them, because this is how they became multi-millionaires. And our ministry is exposing a lot of this, but I thank God that we will not be bullied. 69 million of us elected a president that would secure our freedoms, and we'd cut taxes, secure our borders, and repeal a government takeover of our health insurance. This Bob Hagman that was on Fox and Friends is suing the Virginia Republican Party, which I called and talked to their president, who is also an attorney, and he said that the lawsuits should be going to the senators who made sure that Obamacare was not repealed, not the head of the Republican Party. I agreed with him. 7 of our senators chose not to vote to repeal Obamacare. Instead, they're voting and working with McConnell behind the scenes with the architect of Obamacare, Ezekiel Emanuel, who has never been in Congress. He is the architect of the takeover of our health insurance. He's also the one that established a computer that documents every healthcare visit, everything the doctors do, and according to your quality of life, you will be allowed to get medical care, especially if you are a senior citizen or on Medicaid. What they did, and what I learned from Bob on Fox, was that there has been now a computer database that has been established that is merging Medicaid and Medicare patients, and it is to do exactly what Ezekiel Emanuel set in motion in the very beginning. There's a database that will tell the doctors when you can have medical care and the control of the doctors. And it's already set in motion, and it's coming under the stimulus bill, not Obamacare. And that's why he's suing the Republican Party for fraud, because they said they would repeal Obamacare. They had no intentions of repealing it, but what they're doing behind the scenes is working with Ezekiel Emanuel, whom they met with. McConnell, 13 Republicans, and Democrats met before they left Washington, and they've decided that if these Gang of 8 or 13 Republicans who have said they're going to fix Obamacare, because they're not about to take away their slush funds, their money laundering cannot be challenged. Ezekiel Emanuel's plan was to control the doctors. It's in the book that facts that I published. Actually, I dealt with before Obamacare became law. When I saw what was in it, I saw what Obama was doing in the Democrats, and they keep saying this is a Democrat bill. No Republicans voted for it. But this is a bipartisan bill because the Republicans agreed to pay for it. They've also agreed to pay the stimulus bill to merge Medicare and Medicaid and control the doctors and tell them if they can see you or not. And if they see you, when they are told they cannot see you, then they can be in trouble legally. And this was the plan from scratch. This was made before Obamacare became law. So this is how you describe Ezekiel Emanuel, whom Fox News Sunday, Chris Wallace, dignified. And he told Chris Wallace exactly the plan, and it went right over Wallace's head, that he's so determined to undermine the president. He'll have anybody on his show that wants to sabotage or undermine the president that 69 million people voted for. Ezekiel Emanuel is defined here as saying, when dying with dignity becomes killing with impurity. And now, the database that controls our private care is being right now established. Seniors, we are in big trouble. McConnell has bullied. They bullied their way through, and they figured out if they stick with the Democrats like they did throughout all of Obama's administration, that the president is powerless. What we have to do as people whose privacy is being invaded, and that our Constitution, this bill is unconstitutional, and we're paying people to destroy us. That's where we have to change. Hi, just want to give you an update on the outreach of what we're doing, especially in the media. Number one, to combat the wicked women, we are organizing virtuous women. Please contact me and get on board. We are on Facebook, Facebook.com/Faye USA, live weekly with an insider's briefing. YouTube, Insight USA, live briefing weekly. And then insightUSA.us. You can get our information and you can see what you need to do to have a voice. It is time God's people has a voice. Will you support me? Will you join our movement to combat what the witches are doing in this nation now? Well, I want to thank everybody that has become a part of this ministry. I need for you to become a partner with us. We need to increase our budget $3,000 a month now. Our Virtuous Woman campaign must go to the masses. And in order to do that, we have to invest every month in ads on Facebook, in our YouTube presentation. Our website must be upgraded. And we are going to get this message out. We are in dire straits, and we have got Mitch McConnell, who is working with Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel behind the scenes with Democrats to cede the power of our election to Democrats like they did for 8 years. We cannot let them do it. What they've done with Obamacare is now they have databases being right now created that will control the medical care of seniors on Medicare, and they've reduced us to Medicaid recipients, and the doctors are coming under control of the death panels in Washington. That was the plan of Ezekiel Emanuel from the beginning. The only thing we're going to do, we must tell these senators and congressmen, you will not do this for us, and we're going to shut down your slush fund, and we're going to ask God, and we're going to demand that their kickbacks that's made them millionaires, which has come from tax dollars, contracts, laws they made, instead of governing in the best interest of you and I. The database is now there that will control Medicare recipient, Medicaid recipients, senior citizens, and the control of the doctors is already in motion, and we have to get permission to have medical care, and it's not funded by Obamacare. It's in the stimulus program, and they're taking us for absolute fools. President Trump agreed to repeal, and they campaigned on repealing Obamacare. They had no intentions of doing it then, and they're not going to do it now. What we've got to do is make sure that we expose who they are, what they're doing, how they're doing it, that we do not come under subjection to this crowd of people who could care less about us. I need for you today, make a donation, $125. I need for you to join my campaign, Virtuous Women, and we must organize, unite, and take our freedoms back.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.